hole, beats the first defender, and now she's going to beat the linebacker, but a good burst of speed, avoids the defender.
Alvin Mack all the way to the house. Baltimore will ice it with a pick six.
Hello and welcome to our highlight show, SFL Crunch Time, where we have all the highlights you could ever hope for, but only 48 minutes to show them to you. My name is Josh Zirkle, and I am going to be your tour guide through the week one of the SFL season. We got a lot to get to and not a lot of time to do it, so we will start by going around the league and checking out how everybody did in the first week of season 18. Here we go. Arizona visiting Tulsa, spoiling the debut of rookie halfback Douglas Brown on the back of their veteran running back DJ Moses. 3 touchdowns for him on the day. Arizona wins by 2 scores in Oklahoma. Louisiana, Cullen Hart taking care of business along with the rookie Randy Squarebush. Each of them found the end zone as Louisiana rolled over Sioux Falls 34-12. Your final there. Jacksonville starts the season 1-0 after a big win on the road against a promising Portland team. Grayson Willis had 2 touchdowns in that affair. And in Denver, a wild one there. Bailey O'Shaughnessy would fumble here. Atlanta would recover and go on to win the game with a wild finish that you have to see. 30-24, your final score out of the Mile High City. Elsewhere around the league, Mexico City needed overtime to beat Fort Worth. At one point, the Toros were leading 35-20. Mexico City came storming back, needed a 2-point conversion to make it 38-38 and got it, and won on the leg of Cole Varner late in overtime. 41-38, your final there. Ike McBride and the Lone Star Glory put a stomping on the visiting Queen City Corsairs. At one point, had scored 4 touchdowns from their first 10 plays from scrimmage. 35-17, your final out of Denton. In San Diego, Gunnar Lewis and Liam Hammer with a potent 1-2 punch against the Florida secondary, thanks to the rookie Scar Patterson, who wins his debut. 24-17. The Florida Storm start 0-1 on the season. And in D.C., Kevin Say put the team on his back. 20 carries over 100 yards from scrimmage and found the end zone as D.C. starts 1-0. Vancouver watched Kendra Hall run wild on the Carolina Skyhawks. She finished the evening with 235 yards and a score as Vancouver edged Carolina. And in Charleston, Sully Richardson finding his favorite weapon, Chris Lee. 9 receptions, 188 yards and a score. And the Lycans edged Charleston to start their season 1-0 as well. Don't forget that you can watch full highlight packages from Season 18 and complete SFL games on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SimulationFL. Complete listings of previous seasons, memorable moments, complete draft coverage, and more from the Simulation Football League. youtube.com/SimulationFL. Let's bring you some game sound from St. Louis's visit to Las Vegas. Chris Curtis and Jack Brown on the call.
Play action in their own end zone. That's dangerous. Intercepted back at the 12-yard line, and Vegas is knocking on the door after they force the turnover. It's Max Jackson. 2 to the left, 1 to the right for Joseph Green. Next to him is Scott Johnson. Handoff. Johnson through the middle, and he's into the end zone. That is a Vegas touchdown, and they have themselves back to within a single score. Looking to throw it. Quick drop. Heaves it over the middle. That one's tipped and intercepted. 2 interceptions for Christian Brown now as it's back at the Vegas 5-yard line this time. 3 in the backfield for Joseph Green. Johnson, left side, gets through the hole. He's got plenty of green in front of him. Midfield, 45-40. Down the sideline he goes. He'll get taken down at the 35-yard line. Green has the football. 5-step drop. Wings it over the middle. That one's caught to the 10-yard line, down to the 6. 2 to the right. Johnson's in the backfield. Miramontes. Johnson gets a handoff, trying to work his way through the middle, and he's in to the house. That's a Fury touchdown, and they're 1 extra point away from crawling all the way back to tie up the game at 17.
By Joseph Green.
Green over the middle, deep and caught. That is a Mason Kirby catch. A-Star Miramonte is the middleman. Handoff Johnson got the first down and one more as he's going to get taken down at the 20-yard line. Snap good. Hold good. Kick up and on the way. It is up and it is through. And the SFL. 3 to the left. Looking to throw over the middle of the field. Tipped and another interception. 3 tipped picks for the Vegas defense, and Brown has turned it over again. Right now it's Joseph Green in the gun by himself. Looking to throw deep left side. That one's caught down to the 25-yard line. John Blades. They're knocking on the 25-yard line at the moment. Throw deep right side, looking for Mason Kirby, and they've got him. What a grab at the 8-yard line is Mason Kirby. John Blades, bottom of your screen. Looks to throw it over the middle instead. Got him! Touchdown! Vegas scores again, and they'll take the lead and make it a 2-score game. Talk about flipping the script. That's exactly right. They're closing in on 27 unanswered points. In the gun. Has the football. On first down. And the pressure is coming, and he's thrown down to the turf at the 30-yard line. Looking to throw it. Brown has plenty of time. Heave-ho over the middle, it's a catch, and he is gone on his way to the house. That is touchdown city for Single Bar City. And the St. Louis Gladiators get a timely touchdown, get themselves back in this football game.
But what a spectacular throw. Just goes right over the top of the defense, beats out the 2 safeties back there, and basically the second that he caught it, he was gone.
Center. Handoff Cairo trying to work his way through the middle. First down and more. Broken tackle. He gets close to the 45 to the 47-yard line.
A few years ago, but St. Louis might be bringing it back into the fray in the SFL.
That one's caught towards the 20-yard line. The Gladiators are moving the football.
Need to get those simple yards, and now it's 2nd and 5.
Chance for Cairo, left side. He's in. There's a touchdown. There's a flag on the play. So we'll see where that is. But right now, St. Louis has come all the way back to take the lead.
We're going to have to see what this flag is, though, Curtis.
It's a face mask. Face mask on the defense. Football, I'd assume they do. They do. Johnson through the middle. He's taken down. And St. Louis is going to take over on downs. It's Mark Gronick who makes the stop, and they'll get the ball back.
Yeah, no, these 2 teams played each other a good number of times coming into today. St. Louis.
And St. Louis gets a big road win to start the season. Chad Rowland caught up with cornerback David Weathers after the game.
Let's discuss your game today. I mean, obviously you had 2 tackles, but you had 2 big interceptions in the first quarter that led to scoring drives.
Yes, sir. No, thank you for having me. And you know, the interceptions, ended up being big for us, and they came off of tips. I think Keenan Samuels tipped one of them, and I forget who tipped the other one. But yeah, it's a credit to my teammates for tipping those for me.
I mean, that was a big victory down to the wire against a really good Vegas team.
And I think it's been talked about, ad nauseum. Week 1 is unpredictable, and it's very difficult to plan, when you don't really know what's coming. So, I think we're ecstatic to come away with the win. It was total team effort, offense, defense, special teams.
Okay, so Eddie, how did you feel about Las Vegas this week against St. Louis?
Well, you could tell that Vegas, and kudos to you guys for this, they had a mindset that they wanted to get Scott Johnson in early and often. He finished the game with over 200 yards of offense on the ground. But on the very first play of offense of the game, you guys threw an interception to the rookie cornerback, David Leathers, who actually had 2 in that first quarter. And it set them up for short drives in which they were to capitalize off of. And St. Louis, they kind of took, the bull by the horns and got off to an early lead. I did see a lot of positive things out of Vegas. Week 1, they took no time to get him involved. But I think for Vegas, they're going to have to find a way to protect Joseph Green because he was under duress a little bit throughout that game. And I can just imagine what that person's going to be like once they face teams with a more viable front four, so to speak. So if they can just protect him and while continuing to get that running game going, I think Vegas will be just fine.
We have some pretty good rookies as well that got a couple of sacks against CB12 on St. Louis.
Totally agree with that. But also, one thing you have to take into account for St. Louis, they've played the past couple of seasons with a 2 tight end offense and only 2 star receivers. So you are their first opponent. And I recall talking about this on a previous podcast. Vegas, unfortunately, was the first opponent to play them with a 3 wide receiver set now. And so you guys had no tape to research those guys against and end up paying a price for it, because I think that's what you guys got hurt the most at in terms of their offense.
We have a 6 DBs, and we have a lot, 6 DBs and the rookies on the both sides of the one rookie on one side of the ball, and then 5, 6 others on the defensive side of the ball. So it's going to be a struggle for Vegas some games to get fully developed rookie-wise.
Coming up after the break, will Alec Findlay ever find joy again? And an ending you've got to see to believe at Denver. Atlanta and the Nightwings doing battle. An ending for the ages right after this. Welcome back to Crunch Time. Florida visiting San Diego. Ethan Sneed starts the party for the Storm. They're up 3-0. Sneed applauding himself, and why not? Season 17 semifinalist retaking the field on the road here. Here is Scar Patterson, the Mavericks rookie quarterback, and he's going to connect deep. Liam Hammer, he's got the defense beat. He is gonzo. San Diego takes the lead 7-3. Take a bow, sir. Adulation thrust upon that young wide receiver. What a special play there. Take another look at it. Patterson, all kinds of time, unleashing the dragon. Hammer both hands on the ball. You think he's going to let that thing go? Not a chance. Mavericks up big here in the opening frame. Third time, they're still not going to catch him. This time, Mavericks with the ball. Patterson in plus territory toward the end of the first half. Throwing to the corner, and that is intercepted. Evan Carroll doing what Evan Carroll does. Coming down with the football. Takes away potentially points on the board for San Diego. Carroll, his first interception of the season. Later in the first half, excuse me. There's a long catch over the middle to E.J. Minson. E.J. Minson, you flex. Later in the drive, Verdon Sarkoff on the out route, and he breaks a tackle to get a first down. That's going to put the Storm in Ethan Sneed field goal range. With just over 7 minutes to play in the first half. Charlie, the Bullet Boletsky, shoot me! He's in the end zone for his first touchdown of the season. And the Storm retake the lead 10-7. With just over 7 minutes to play. San Diego trying to answer. And there is a nice completion over the middle. Later in the first half, Patterson getting great protection from his offensive line. And there's another long connection to Gunnar Lewis. And Gunnar Lewis is in the end zone for his first touchdown of season 18. And the Storm are back on top. The Mavericks back on top. 14-10. Now 17-10. Mavericks. And Lewis is going to get loose again. It's a foot race to the pylon. And they almost had it, but not quite. Lewis's second touchdown of this very young season. Florida starting to get the upset alert designation here. Look at it again. 1-2 opportunities for the Storm to make the tackle, and then obviously a third down the field. San Diego wins 24-17, your final. Chad Rowland caught up with the Mavericks. Liam Hammer after the game.
Liam, I got to ask you your reaction to this big upset against Florida.
It feels really good to get that win. I know for a lot of us, starting off the season with a win, it just feels great. Get you rolling. I know for Optimus, it's big. Playing his old team, he wanted this win a lot. It just feels really good to start the season out on the right field.
Talk about the big play and the emergence of Gunnar Lewis. I mean, he went over 200 yards, had a couple of big long TDs, I believe. Talk about his emergence in this offense.
He's a huge, huge part of this offense. I mean, as you saw in this game with 200 yards almost, this guy, he's a beast. And I think, we're able to use him downfield like he's where he's best. I mean, Scar has such a great arm. He can hit him down on those throws. Evan Carroll, he's a matchup against one of the best cornerbacks in the league probably ever. And he did really good against him. I think it's just a testament to the talent he has.
Which is Scar Patterson, your starting rookie quarterback. What was your thoughts on his gameplay in his first game ever?
Alex Dominguez was completely owning our offensive line for the most part, but he hung in there, got some really good throws. So I think if we can give him time to pick apart defense, he's going to be a really, really good quarterback this season.
This game between Florida and San Diego, is this the biggest game in SFL history as an upsets?
I won't say that. I mean, like I said earlier, it was week 1, and teams don't have a lot of tape on each other. You know, Florida just got Art Vanderlei over from Portland. He was their defensive coordinator over there. Now he's the offensive coordinator over here in Florida. And so there's no real tape of him. So no one really knows a lot about him. He doesn't have a lot of experience in that regard. So I wouldn't call it upset, not at all. In San Diego, they brought in, you know, Gunnar Lewis, and you know they have Liam Hammer, who's a number 1 already. He can be a number 1 on any team, but over here he's a number 2. And they drafted Lottie Lou. They got a lot of weapons over there. And Florida seemed like, you know, throughout that first quarter they did a great job of containing them. But once that second quarter started, you know, San Diego opened up, and I wouldn't call it an upset, not at all. Not especially not a week 1 contest when you don't have much film on each other.
But the biggest thing is like Gunnar Lewis was the pickup that wide receiver that they picked up in free agency. Was that like a huge thing for San Diego in this game?
Well, absolutely. Like I said before, Liam Hammer can be a number 1 on any team, and over here he's a number 2 receiver. They picked up Gunnar Lewis late in free agency, and he's come in and made an immediate impact. Came in, he was targeted 9 times, finished with 6 catches for 194 yards and 2 big TDs to help get some separation between themselves and Florida in that contest.
Is this first win, a positive move for San Diego to possibly get into the season 18 playoffs this year?
I won't go that far just yet. As I said, and I tell my locker room all the time, it's only week 1. There wasn't much film on each other, so I wouldn't get too up or too down over a win or a loss come week 1. But it's definitely a positive. If you look at the second half of their last season, once Liam Hammer in the offense, that team they started to make a change in the right direction, and they still walked away with a lot of tough losses, but a lot of those were late fourth quarter losses in which they had to lead, but just could not hold on to them, including a loss to Charleston, who gave Florida a run for their money in the playoffs last season.
Yeah, it's like San Diego's been a good team towards the end, but this first win is like a positive note, but not the biggest thing that you look at picture-wise. It's like, does San Diego even have a chance playing playoffs? Maybe. We have to wait till weeks 4, maybe 4 through 6 to get that picture obviously done.
The Atlanta Swarm visiting the Night Wings in Denver. Enjoy some game sound. Ethan Muslin and Aaron Alexander on the call.
And it is good from 35 yards.
With first down being a touchdown.
Gonna go for the end zone here. Dynasty to the right side. It is intercepted! Picked off by Rosca Santagria.
Reception in the back corner of the end zone. That one intended for Ryan Roosevelt.
2 tight ends right on the I formation. Price screens it to O'Shaughnessy. Pass is complete. Spins 1. Fumbles the football! It got fumbled out of bounds. I have to take a look at this again. There's the spin. There's the fumble. Oh, and it's recovered by Atlanta. The 2-minute warning, or possibly the last play before the 2-minute warning. Hand off to Hollywood, left side. He's got the first down and then some. He's going to take it all the way down to the Denver 37-yard line. Denver's got to go hope for the block or the miss. Good snap and hold. Kick on the way. It is good from 45.
Yeah, Adrian Ellis, the rookie, getting his first grab of his career there.
Passing to the left side is complete.
Denver still hurrying up now in Atlanta territory.
Price on the pump fake. Down the middle. Pass is caught. Price in the shotgun. Gonna throw. Down the middle. Pass is caught with a little bit of room to run. This call.
I don't think they're gonna snap in time.
3 seconds. 2 seconds. It's a good field goal, but with 1 second on the clock.
They don't have enough time.
Depends on if they can even get the onside kick here. There's the bounce. It's bobbled. It is picked up by Denver.
But I think the game's still over anyways.
Oklahoma was not only a musical, it was also the site of Tulsa's Week 1 game against Arizona. There's Douglas Brown, first overall pick in the season 18 draft, rushing for the first down. And having a little success here in his SFL debut. He finished the game with 20 carries and over 100 all-purpose yards. Running to the left this time. Little stumble, but he got credit for the first down anyway. So far, the future's looking very bright for that young man. Same drive here, late in the third quarter, the middle of the third quarter, really. JQ finds Corey Jones, and Jones is into the end zone. And Tulsa is on the board. It's a two-score game. Arizona would get the ball back here. Ashley Jackson, the OG, the original gunslinger, going hard to the left side, finding Connor Weston for a big first down there. Great leaping catch by Connor Weston. He's pumped up. Later in the drive, handing off to DJ Moses, and Moses has a first down. Start of the fourth quarter. Jackson throwing over the middle, and a huge catch there by Weston. A leaping grab that puts the Scorpions in the red zone, gives them a chance to close out this game. And DJ Moses taking over, doing what he does, finding the end zone for the third time in the afternoon. Take another look at it. Great blocking from the offensive line. Moses makes a move there, and he is in the promised land. Last chance for Tulsa to catch up. JQ under pressure, and down he goes. It's a two-score win for Arizona, 30-14, your final. Joining us now is SFL insider Ross Napoli. Napoli, the editor-in-chief of Swamp Talk. Always a man with his ear to the rail with all things SFL. Ross, thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing good, Josh. Thanks for having me, man.
Let's start with the 4 running backs taken in the first round of the season 18 draft. Square Bush and Corey Hart in Louisiana, your neck of the woods, probably the most interesting one. Let's start with that. How is that working out, and are both players enjoying that setup, that two-headed monster, if you will?
Yeah, so far so good. You know, obviously week 1, being as successful as it was, you know, everybody is comfortable with winning, right? So it's always a good thing to start off on the right foot. Squarebush was definitely a main target that we went for, and him being able to come over and kind of give us this two-headed attack where we have the 2 different styles of running back, you know, it really fit what we were trying to do, and I think both guys are real excited with the situation.
And the one guy we didn't mention, G.P. Wells in Sioux Falls. I heard a rumor, and I don't want to do peddling rumors here. Correct me, please, if I'm wrong. I heard that G.P. Wells did not contact Sioux Falls until he heard his name called in the draft. Have you heard anything to that effect?
I have spoken to some people close to the situation, and from what I get, G.P. Wells did have some contact with Sioux Falls. Not a lot of contact. I guess he was just somebody that they had contacted in their process. And from what I understand, G.P. Wells was one of those players that had a destination in mind, and that destination as well had very mutual interest. And so he was under the impression that that's kind of where he was going to go, but he was really open to play for anybody who would take him. So I think when the call came from Sioux Falls, it wasn't as much of a shock as people may think, although it wasn't necessarily off the bat the destination he felt he was going to land in.
What are some of the other teams out there that got wins and maybe scared a couple other folks around the league? Who's hot right now coming out of the gate?
I would. The next one on my list would be Fort Worth. I mean, here's a team that struggled last season, and it is another team that, you know, I've spoken to people in the building over there, and you know, they came out and hey, you know, a field goal loss to Mexico City in overtime is definitely an accomplishment for that team coming off of the season that they had last year.
Don't forget that you can watch full highlight packages from Season 18 and complete SFL games on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SimulationFL. Complete listings of previous seasons, memorable moments, complete draft coverage, and more from the Simulation Football League. youtube.com/SimulationFL. Coming up, sideline reporter Chad Rowland catches up with Revolution head coach Gerald Smith. And you feel really smart when we go around the league one more time and repeat all the scores.
There's another Scorpion having a heck of a game.
recap the scores one more time. Baltimore avenged their only loss in season 17 by taking down London 41-28. London actually opened the game with a 14-0 lead. Baltimore came roaring back thanks to a couple interceptions from that man, Ben Stackenpaper. Alvin Mack also took one to the house. Baltimore starts 1-0. St. Louis, on the arm of Christian Brown, wins a game on the road against Las Vegas, 31-27, your final there. Cairo Martinez found the end zone. Arizona opened their season in Tulsa, spoiling the debut of #1 draft pick Douglas Brown, riding the back of their veteran running back, DJ Moses. He had 3 touchdowns on the day. Arizona wins by 2 scores in Oklahoma. And in Louisiana, the debut of a 2-back system with Colin Hart and Randy Squarebush grew great dividends for Louisiana as they roll over Sioux Falls 34-12. Jacksonville visiting Portland. The Fleet, with very high expectations this year, drop a game at home. The Kings came out on top 34-27, your final at Portland. And a wild finish in Denver. Atlanta coming away with a wild game. We've got highlights of that game coming up later in the show, including who recovered that fumble. We're not giving that away here. No spoilers. Sorry, folks. That's why we have a 1-hour show. You kidding me? Let's go to some more scores. Mexico City needed overtime to beat Fort Worth. 41-38, your final there. Fort Worth actually led 35-20 at one point in this game. But thanks to that man, Jacob McCall, among others, Mexico City was able to pull even. Phoenix Jones getting the 2-point conversion and would eventually win it on the leg of Cole Varner in overtime. Ike McBride, meanwhile, at Denton, Texas, running over Queen City Corsairs. And the guests from Buffalo were treated very rudely, 35-17. The final Lone Star starts 1-0. In San Diego, Liam Hammer and Gunnar Lewis, a brutal 1-2 punch for the Florida Storm secondary. Thanks to the arm of Scar Patterson, the rookie wins his debut 24-17. And Kevin Say, the workhorse in D.C., put the team on his back to get past Houston 20-15, your final out of the nation's capital. Vancouver, Carolina, Kendron Hall scampered over the course of this game. 9 catches, 235 yards, and a score. And Vancouver needed every one of those yards to get past Carolina, 42-37. And in Charleston, Sully Richardson, using his best weapon, Chris Lee, 9 receptions, 188 yards, and a score, as the Lycans barely got past Charleston at home. Another road win in the SFL. Sioux Falls, Louisiana. This is the opening kickoff of the game. Sioux Falls running it out of their own end zone. And then, oh no. Louisiana would recover. And they would cash in. Much jubilation already. Sioux Falls off to an auspicious start right out of the gate. Louisiana debuting their 2-back system. Again with Colin Hart and the rookie Randy Squarebush. Tommy Utah, the quarterback, handing off to Hart. Nothing doing there. Utah, again, trying to make something happen on the keeper, sliding. Doesn't quite have the first down. It's going to be 4th and inches. And already Louisiana decides they're going to go for it. The penalty would be on Sioux Falls. Louisiana rolls. Chad Rowland caught up with Revolution head coach Gerald Smith.
I mean, you guys won big, 34-12.
Yeah, we kind of handled the game. We controlled time of possession with the 2 running backs. We thought that it was something that we could do, and it worked very well for us today. I mean, there's for us there's a lot we need to clean up too as well. Defensively and stuff like that, especially in our passing game on offense too. We threw 2 interceptions, but for the most part, the offense was running smooth with the run game. We were able to control the clock, which gave them limited possessions.
Now, speaking of that run game, you did have the 5th overall pick today, Randy Squarebush, making his debut, 38 yards and a touchdown. Talk about his performance, his first time on an SFL pro field.
He did well. I think he had about I told about 12 touches, maybe. I think he did well. For he scored a touchdown his first,
Yep.
his first game. So
Thank you, Chad, and thank you, Gerald. Houston go traveling to D.C. trying to get something done. Dave Burr finds DR Sim in the end zone and has a chance to tie this game up late with a 2-point conversion. Sim making a couple of big catches on that ensuing drive. They get them close. They decide to hand it to the rookie Brad Jones, and Jones is stuffed. And Houston's going to lose DC without a field goal. The Dragons are 1-0.
Seems like it took him about a half hour to get to the end zone.
Up next, Baltimore's Alvin Mack does impromptu cardio with the football for SFL crunch time after the break.
Trying to make the play, and Alvin Mack gets his first career pick six, one more than Hall of Famer Eddie Gage. And
Vancouver visiting Carolina for week 1. Enjoy this call with two of the most fun guys to be around in the SFL. Eric Vincent and Cade Stevens on the call.
Is able to find the football in the back of the end zone. 20 unanswered points for the Vegas Fury over in that other matchup. There is a pick is thrown by Tom Pepper. He threw one earlier in the ball game, and Carolina takes advantage to come up with the pick.
Davidson Joseph doing a phenomenal job going up and getting that one. 7 interceptions last year, season 17, and he's out for his first one here.
South is going to swing it out to Jack. He's got plenty of room. Slips the first tackler and gets out of bounds. Empty set for South. Trips towards the top of the formation. South going to air it out. Got a man. He's got it. McDaniel Jr. into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina, as they take the lead.
Opportunity to try to take that one away. And wow, just a phenomenal job on that particular play by Heath McDaniel Jr. They just got to be smart with the football here.
Pepper to throw. He's going to throw near sideline. He's got Kendra Hall. Kendra Hall beats the first defender, and now she's going to beat the linebacker. But a good burst of speed, avoids the defender, gets into the end zone just like that. Touchdown, Vancouver.
With the go-ahead lead, but still more than enough time for Carolina to have an opportunity to try to take it back.
It looked like on that play, I think that was Hatley there that had misread the play somehow, some way. South takes the snap. Pressure coming in his face. Going to throw it. Far sideline. That's somehow blocked. Are you kidding me? And that's McDaniel Jr. again with a wild catch. He comes up with this catch. Let's get another look.
Eric, 110% thought that one was going the other way. And just a phenomenal job by McDaniel. Once again, a catch over Ashley Rose Finch, it appears.
Empty set again, this time 5 wide for South. They've had success with it in the past. Will they again? South's in trouble, though, and he's going to go down.
Queen City at Lone Star or Buffalo at Denton if you're not down with the branding. And Adam Williams is gone. And this was most of Lone Star's day. They scored 4 touchdowns on their first 10 plays from scrimmage. You see Ace Fennick just dropping a dime over the defense. Nobody's going to catch Williams. 14-10. Lone Star would lead. Fennick again. And that's a pretty good throw. Greg Soto, he's gone. Another touchdown for Lone Star. Queen City, remember, is one of the big success stories of season 17. Here comes Ike McBride. Ike McBride trucking fools on her way to the end zone. And it's another Lone Star touchdown. Lone Star wins big in week 1. London and Baltimore. Baltimore's only loss of season 17. They're already down 14-0, but they had not yet begun to fight. And Baltimore looking to march. Or just do it all in one play. Mac Chima over the middle, marching toward the end zone, securing that football. And Baltimore pulls within a score. London back on offense now from their own territory. Johnny Pickler throwing to the right side. He is picked off. Ben stacking paper, taking the ball away, giving Baltimore a chance to tie this game. Now here's another look at it. Stacking paper going up and away to bring that in. Taking the ball away from the London Monarchs. Upset watch might be waning here anytime. Baltimore now in plus territory. Wigmore out of the shotgun. Going over the middle, and there's a big catch. That's Irvin bringing that ball in. And that's a first down as Baltimore's in the red zone. Wigmore again. Over the middle. Hazard. Excuse me, that is Mac Chima again. We're knotted at 14 apiece. Johnny Pickler watching his lead evaporate. What is he going to do here? He's going to throw it to Ben Stack and Paper again. Stack and Paper's second interception of the half, of the quarter. Baltimore picking up right where they left off at season 17, it looks like. Wigmore throwing to the left side. Wigmore 149 yards in the first quarter. There's still a minute left to play. Irvin doing the toe touch out there. Wigmore pump fake, throw it again. And it's Lloyd Graham Jr., tight end one, if ever there was, doing a flex. Early in the second quarter now, Baltimore looking to pile on, and they do. Irvin with the TD, and now Baltimore has their first lead of the day. Baltimore looking to extend. Wigmore throwing it deep, and Anthony Wyo has his second interception of the season, his second interception of the half. Now, what is Johnny Pickler going to do with it? He's going to give the ball right back. Warfield. And for this play, we turn it back over to Tim Hackett and Eddie
London
King.
down by 3 scores. Pickler alone in the gun, the new franchise quarterback for the new look London Knights, trying to engineer a comeback. Pickler swatted an interception. 4th interception of the game for this Baltimore defense. Alvin Mack off to the races. Only one man can stop him. Now he's got a convoy. Alvin Mack all the way to the house. Baltimore will ice it with a pick 6 from the linebacker, Alvin Mack.
The air, and it seems like it took him about a half hour to get to the end zone, but he got great blocking from his teammates, able to cut off some of those defenders trying to make the play, and Alvin Mack gets his first career pick 6, one more than Hall of Famer Eddie Gage, and Baltimore just broke this game wide open, Tim.
Next, things get a little wacky at Charleston and Mexico City and Fort Worth. Give us some free football. Los Angeles visiting Charleston, pair of perennial SFL contenders together on the stage, and it's Rojo Robert Johnson with his first rushing touchdown of the season. That puts LA up 14-0. Charleston, though, looking to rear back. TD Drew going deep down the right side, and that's Raven Saboka, the backup wide receiver, nearly making it to the end zone, run down at the 12-yard line by the LA secondary. Great field position, though, for Charleston. Look at that, 3 receivers all in the same place. But he was still caught from behind. Later in the drive, Keith Swearingen, money in the bank on short yardage. Charleston pulls within 7. Charleston looking to come back. Sully Richardson under center for Los Angeles, throws to his left, and he is intercepted. Josh Reese, read of the quarterback's eyes all the way. And Charleston has a chance to tie here. TD Drew going to unleash the dragon over the middle, and that is a huge catch to Lyric Da Vinci. Da Vinci putting body, mind, and spirit on the line to come up with that ball. A great hit there from LA. It's going to be 1st and goal Charleston. Swearingen again, brought down at the goal line. They say he broke the plane, and Charleston has this game knotted at 14 apiece. Sully Richardson back on offense, and another interception. This time it's Eric Hammer. And Hammer with a nice return on the interception there. And Charleston looking to take the lead for the first time this afternoon. TD Drew. Completion to midfield. Time ticking away in the second quarter, excuse me. Another completion, that time to the sideline, but the drive would stall. We go to the 3rd quarter, still tied at 14. Sully Richardson taking a deep shot, and he's intercepted again. This time it's Johnny Bravo coming up with a huge pick there. Charleston still has not led at any point in this game. A wild deflection, and that ball's intercepted. Los Angeles catching a break there. Rochelle Colston playing center field, getting the put out and giving LA a chance to get back in business. Sully Richardson, a leaping grab there by Chris Lee, usually doing it deep. That time on a shallower cross, makes it 1st and goal. Richardson over the middle this time. And there's another catch, and that is a catch from Chris Lee, and that'll be a touchdown. LA leads 21-14. Sully Richardson would connect with Terrence Weary, who takes it to the house. Los Angeles would prevail 31-28. Your final from Raleigh.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening to you, Nate Hall. Mexico City visiting Fort Worth. Fort Worth led 35-20 at one point in this game, and this time it's Phoenix Jones getting the short yardage touchdown to pull within 2. The 2-point conversion would tie it. Matt Wilson throw it to his right and finds Jones through the air. We are knotted at 35 apiece with under 4 minutes to play. Mexico City with the ball back. That is deflected, and that's Frank Bernstein, the rookie, his first career interception, and he's got some legs, that Bernstein does, to go with those hands. Tremendous return on the interception. Take a look at it again. And Bernstein just making an adjustment to the ball on the deflection and is able to run upfield and put Fort Worth in a position to score. Johnny Reno, the rookie quarterback for Fort Worth, going deep over the middle, and that is caught. A tremendous catch over the middle there to Mike Twinscrew. The Mexico City defense would hold, though, and rookie Amelia Rose, one of 8 rookies drafted by Fort Worth, would cash in the field goal. It's 38-35. Fort Worth leads. Matt Wilson has a little time to go, about a minute and a half. They're going to hurry up. Only one timeout. Phoenix Jones up the middle. Going to convert another first down. Got to hurry up. Finally, the field goal unit comes out with 6 seconds remaining. Spot is down, kick is up, and it is good from 46 yards. We're going to overtime. Cole Varner doing the dirty work with the leg. We're knotted at 38 apiece. Matt Wilson intercepted by Bernstein again, his second of the game. And Fort Worth will start their drive at plus territory. Johnny Reno going deep, and that ball's intercepted. And now Matt Wilson in Mexico City have a chance. Pump fake. And downfield go the Aztecs. They're 5 wide receivers. Wilson continues to deal. And there's another huge catch inside the 5. And that'll be just a short chip shot field goal. Jacob McCall, who had a monster game for Mexico City, catalyzes the game-winning drive. Varner puts it through. Mexico City survives in Fort Worth, 41-38, your final out of Texas. The Toros put up a heck of a fight. They're going to be fun to watch this season. And now get ready for a little bit of game sound. Jacksonville at Portland. Andy Hamilton and Gerald Giudice on the call.
Here out of Portland's defense, just 4 defensive backs on. Dunhill sees this and will throw the slant, and it's caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Grayson Willis hauls it in for 6. Field goal range, single back in the backfield is Love. They will feed him off this right-hand side. Love, first down and more, gets the edge. Down across the 15, 10, 5. Ezekiel Love, touchdown, Fleet. Trying to get back to that all-star game this season, and he's off to a good opening campaign. 82 yards, 9 yards per carry today so far. Jacksonville will have to try and answer that. They'll try and do it immediately. Off to the right-hand side and off to the races. Jacksonville trying to match the score right away. Down the sideline is Ellington. 5, touchdown, Jacksonville. Kingston Ellington puts the Kings in front again. 3 receivers wide here as Portland starts their drive, and they're going to go for it all right on the first play from scrimmage. They flip the field, and they're already in Kings territory. Huge throw from Bruin to Lozano. Trick backs in the SFL through 1 week. They will throw, though. Bruin stands in the pocket, fires outside, caught, and they're going to say that he got the first down.
Perfect for JT Water.
Waters is on, has made 1 field goal today, sends this one up to try and knot this game up at 20, and does. A 40-yard field goal is good. Can put this one in, and that play doesn't loom large. 4 wide here. Dunhill drops to throw, floats back of the end zone, picked off! Intercepted! Erased by Derek Majors!
Interception by this Portland secondary. Derek Majors looking for Grayson Willis was just missed the throw. Just let him a little bit too much.
Wide dime look here out of Jacksonville. Only 1 linebacker in. Bruin wants it all in the back of the end zone and throws an interception himself. Jacksonville takes it right back via the hands of Bernard Gooden.
Comes up with his 25th career interception. Just an ill-advised throw, throwing it in the...
Coming up, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green give away their game balls for week 1. Who were their top performers? Closing ceremonies coming up. We're almost out of crunch time. You better come on back.
Okay, Mike, game balls for week 1. Give us your first.
Scar Patterson on Martin Luther King Day had a huge day. First game out, 406 yards, 3 touchdowns against a very talented Florida defense.
That's a great one, Mike, and well-deserved for San Diego. I'm going Ace Fennick from Lone Star, 16-23, 306 yards, a few touchdowns, and he had to wait for his opportunities. Queen City controlled the clock in the first half, and you know how patient you got to be to unleash what he unleashed tonight. It was a magnificent performance, and Lone Star beats a playoff team in week 1 handedly, 35-17. Fennick gets my first. Who's your second, Mike?
Yeah, my second one, Cam, this is an emerging superstar in this league, Cam. Kendra Hall, a huge first game out of the gate, 9 catches, 235 yards and a touchdown, and she could have probably added a couple of more touchdowns to her resume, just coming up short a couple of times, and she aided Vancouver in getting a huge victory in week 1.
She was unstoppable against Carolina, just absolutely unstoppable. My last game ball is going to go to a player who's had to wait a long time to have a game like this. That's Jacob McCall of Mexico City, 12 receptions for 209 yards and a touchdown. This man has been low on the depth chart in Arizona, low on the depth chart in Mexico City. He has been patient, waiting his opportunity. He exploded tonight in that comeback overtime win over Fort Worth.
Yeah, Cam, I'm really happy to see that from Jacob. As you mentioned, he's waited a long time in Tulsa and in Arizona. I'm glad he's finally getting an opportunity to shine.
That's our game balls for week 1. Back to you guys.
We just ran out of show, Crunch Timers. Take a bow. You made it through week 1. We'll have another show for you next week. Until then, we will see you on the internet. Keep on crunching.